Hey, Isabella, why didn't you come to the lunch gathering today? Your sister-in-law invited you. I can't believe you turned me down.
Oh, hello, Denise. I'm sorry I can't attend your lunch gathering. I have work during the day on weekdays, so I can't attend. I told you this before many times.
Well, I told you to take time off work and join us. I've been telling you for a long time too, haven't I?
I can't take time off so easily.
Why not?
What do you mean, why not? It's a job. I get paid and I have responsibilities. I can't just take a day off because I'm going to lunch with my sister-in-law. Don't you understand that's not a good reason to miss work?
The job you're doing is probably some trivial work, right? Aren't you working at the bread factory? I'm sure it wouldn't make much difference if you weren't there. My lunch gatherings are worth 100 times more than going to such a low-class job. Anyone with a bit of intelligence would understand that attending the lunch gathering is a much better choice.
Really?
After all, wives of the presidents of very famous companies, or the daughters of very prestigious families are joining my lunch gathering. A loser like you who works for a bread factory should feel grateful just to breathe the same air with us. It's a noble gathering, you know.
I see.
Gathering such wealthy individuals for a lunch? It's something only I, the wife of a Kingston Grand Hotel executive, can pull off. As your sister-in-law, I'm doing you a favor by inviting a loser like you. Refusing that? What kind of attitude is that?
I don't have any particular attitude.
Oh, I see. Poor people like you must be jealous. Am I right?
I'm not jealous. It's out of pity. You don't need to invite me anymore. If it's a weekday lunch gathering, I'll never be able to go in the future. Declining every time and enduring sarcastic remarks afterward is quite a hassle.
Wow! Who do you think you are? Or maybe, is that what it is? Oh, how silly of me. I'm so used to my lavish life because of my rich husband. I can't fathom the circumstances of a low-class factory worker. So, forgive me, okay?
What are you trying to say? Just say it.
Well then, I'll say it. You are so poor that you can't even pay for a lunch at hotel. You can't make ends meet without both spouses working, right? I'm so sorry.
I see. What's so funny about it? In this day and age, it's not that uncommon, is it?
Hey, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. In poor households, with the recent high cost of living, it's challenging to make ends meet without both spouses working, right? But for you, my brother's wife, not having money for lunch is truly pathetic. My father is the president and my mother has never done household chores. My brother and I were raised by housekeepers and butlers, taking piano and ballet lessons from an early age and groomed to be distinguished individuals. And yet, he married a poor loser like you. He was supposed to take over our father's company, but he turned him down and went to work as an employee at a completely different company. It's insane. No other way to put it.
If it's just me, it's fine. But can you please not insult my husband as well?
I'm just telling you the truth. He should have married someone matching our family status, like my marriage. I don't know why he married a poor woman like you.
Constantly calling poor, isn't that going too far? You seem to be making fun of our bread factory, but it's thanks to the people working there that even you can enjoy delicious bread.
What? I would never eat low-class bread from a factory. Got it? People like me only eat what top chefs prepare. Those mass-produced in factories claiming to be bread are laughable. It's just garbage made of flour.
Excuse me? That's so rude. Calling a product someone worked hard on garbage?
What's wrong with calling garbage garbage? You should spend the rest of your life making garbage in a low-class factory.
This is too much.
It's not too late. You should divorce my brother.
What? Why would you bring that up?
I'm saying that someone who can't even afford to join the lunch I kindly invited them to is not suitable to be my brother's wife.
You're jumping to conclusions like that? What are you talking about? I mean, you keep insulting me, and I was so angry that I lost track of the conversation. But the main topic is the lunch gathering, right? Well, you don't have to invite me anymore.
The same goes for me. I won't invite you either. I'm not inviting you ever.
Well, I'm glad to know. Goodbye.
Why didn't you come to the lunch gathering today? I told you to come.
I can't come because of my work. I mean, I thought you weren't going to invite me anymore.
I wasn't going to, but everyone wanted you to join, you know. What kind of trick did you use to get them to go along with you?
I didn't trick anyone. I can't attend on weekdays no matter who invites me.
Okay then, let's schedule next week's lunch on Saturday. Please make it this time, okay?
Why are you so insistent on me attending this lunch gathering? To be honest, I don't want to go, especially if you are the organizer. Do you remember how you insulted me last week? I don't think I want to attend after being insulted like that.
I'm sorry about that. I've reflected on it since then. Oh, don't worry about the money. As an apology, I'll cover the expenses this time. Everyone's looking forward to having you, Isabella. I hope I can introduce my wonderful sister-in-law who's doing great work.
Fine, I'll join this time.
Wonderful, thank you. Okay, so we'll meet at the lobby of the Kingston Grand Hotel at noon on Saturday, okay?
Sure, I might be a bit late because of work in the morning, but I'll be there. I'm looking forward to it.
Isabella, you're the best. Your face was priceless. It was such a masterpiece that I wanted to frame it and hang it up.
Denise, what were you thinking? You suddenly poured hot coffee on me.
I couldn't help but pour coffee on your head because I didn't like the way you were looking at me. I didn't expect it to be so hot. I'm sorry. Forgive me, okay?
Thanks to that, half of my face got burned. Luckily, the hospital was close by. They said it would take about 2 weeks for it to heal.
Is it going to heal? That's too bad. But your face was a real sight to see that time. Half of your face was red and swollen, and your face was ugly as an ogre. If my brother sees that ugly face, he might consider divorcing you, don't you think?
That won't happen. My husband was rushed to the hospital. He's very worried about me. He'll charge you for the medical expenses and the cleaning cost of my suit.
Oh, speaking of which, you are wearing an expensive-looking suit despite being poor. I wonder if you were trying to match the class of the Kingston Grand Hotel. Poor thing, it ruined by the coffee.
What's so funny? I don't understand what's so funny in this situation.
There's nothing more entertaining than this in the world. Sipping coffee while enjoying your ugly burn face, along with the Kingston Grand Hotel's famous French toast. It was truly the best. It was the most exciting lunch I've ever had.
I can't believe you. So the apology for the previous insults was also a lie, wasn't it? Was it your intention to invite me over and pour coffee on me in front of various major company presidents' wives?
That's right. It was so easy to trick you. What a foolish woman. I need to properly discipline the low-class bread factory worker who dared to think she could join such a noble gathering. I wish I could have shared this joy with all my wealthy friends. But everyone suddenly left, saying they had something to do. That's my only regret.
Something to do?
Yeah, it's not usually like that. But wealthy people are busy. They have things to do that you can't even imagine.
They came to visit me at the hospital until a little while ago.
What?
They apologized for your outrageous actions to me. They apologized on your behalf.
What do you mean?
They apologized for not seeing through your true nature and inviting me to lunch themselves. They all apologized politely, but it's not their fault at all.
Why would the president's wives apologize to a loser like you? You're threatening everyone, aren't you?
Excuse me?
Or did you try to act as a poor victim to trick everyone into being on your side? Well, I know poor losers like you are good at that kind of tactic. In the world of wealthy people, there's no place for sly individuals trying to deceive others. That's why people like them get easily fooled.
You still don't get it?
About what? If you're up for it, fine. I'll pay for your treatments or whatever. After all, my husband is an executive at Kingston Grand Hotel. We have more than enough money. It's a shame to give it to a poor guy like you. But considering it as payment for witnessing the entertaining scene of a loser getting her face burned, it's quite cheap.
Can you afford it?
Of course, I can afford it.
Well then, I'll charge you without hesitation. Also, I'll be discontinuing our partnership.
Huh? Hey, Isabella!
What's wrong?
What's wrong? Everything is wrong. What did you say to the president of Kingston Grand Hotel? My husband says he's going to be fired because of me. He's very angry and says he's divorcing me.
Oh, so he's getting fired after all? Well, considering the circumstances, I guess it's only natural.
What do you mean?
Well, because you poured coffee on me, and as a result, Kingston Grand Hotel lost an important business partner. It's only natural that your husband has to take responsibility for that, isn't it?
What are you talking about? What business partner are you talking about?
I'm talking about Star Bakehouse. It's my company.
What?
It seems you thought I worked in the factory, but I'm the president of the company.
What? The president?
We are the supplier for the bread for Kingston Grand Hotel. You said you wouldn't eat bread made in a factory, but many of the guests have given it very high reviews. They say it's delicious.
What? Wait a minute, I remember people talking about how the hotel's breakfast bread had a taste like high-end bakery and was fantastic. I heard that some guests come to stay just to try the bread.
Yes, thankfully. All the bread served at breakfast is made by us. French toast for lunch and dessert, and bread for dinner. Most of them are produced in our company's factory.
Oh, so that French toast I had...
You enjoyed coffee and French toast while watching my burns, right? Well, from now on, you won't be able to eat it anymore. You won't get the same taste of French toast as before. We've decided not to supply bread to Kingston Grand Hotel from now on.
You're lying!
We don't want our bread supplied to a hotel that has people looking down on factory workers, calling our carefully crafted bread garbage, and having someone with such poor character.
No, it can't be true. If you stop supplying bread to Kingston Grand Hotel, your company would be in trouble too, right? You'll lose a place to sell your bread.
Our clients aren't just Kingston Grand Hotel. Even if we lose one, there are many others interested in working with us. In fact, excluding a hotel that looks down on factory workers, it will be able to maintain our brand.
Oh no, but it doesn't make sense. Ending a deal and firing my husband, isn't that too much? Why not just one or the other?
Kingston Grand Hotel wants to keep its brand face. It's natural to dismiss a problematic executive. I assume your husband proposed divorce for similar reasons? Being married to a woman of low status damages his social standing, so he wants a divorce, right?
Oh no, is it really my fault?
It's too late to regret it.
How was I supposed to know you were the president? If I had known, I wouldn't have poured coffee on you. I accepted you as an official participant in the wealthy people's lunch gatherings. Remember?
Wealthy or not, pouring coffee to a person is unacceptable. I'm going to make that a prerequisite, but let me tell you something. Everyone else at the lunch knew that I was the president of Star Bakehouse. The reason why they wanted to invite me was also because they knew my status and wanted to get to know me better.
Come to think of it, I thought everyone was strangely eager to invite you. I thought it was a little strange that the president's wives would be so eager to get close to a low-class factory worker.
How can you convince yourself that you are such a valuable person? In a way, that's a talent.
So, everyone going to the hospital when you were burned was also because of that, huh? Are you saying that they all abandoned me and took your side? All this time, I've been hosting lunch gatherings and trying to be liked by everyone. And now they're dumping me? Not just my husband, but even my friends as well?
Well, it's all your fault. You should be sorry.
Then I don't have a choice. I'm going to your house now.
What?
In that case, I won't be satisfied without revenge against you. If you and my brother aren't divorced yet, I'll barge into your house and mess things up.
I'll call the police.
Even if you say so, what about my brother?
What?
He's my brother. I'm sure he'll stand by me. He's probably under a lot of stress because of you who made his marriage difficult. If I went to your house and explained to him, he would divorce you and go back to our parents' house with me and live a splendid life that matches his family's status.
Are you an idiot?
What?
Do you know why my husband didn't inherit your father's company? Because of the high-status family, the dignity and manners. From a young age, he was forced into a constrained life by his parents and sister. He felt suppressed, experiencing significant stress.
What?
After getting married and starting a family, he finally became free. I don't think he'd easily give up on his current life. My husband and I are both working hard at the jobs we want to do. We are satisfied with our daily lives. We don't want that to be disrupted. If you barge into the house, we'll just kick you out. I wouldn't hesitate to call the police too.
What? Don't exaggerate. I'm your sister-in-law, remember?
If you don't like it, don't come to my house. Oh, by the way, the medical expenses for the burn and the cleaning cost for the suit haven't been paid yet. Please settle it by tomorrow. You can afford it, right? Good luck. Denise, who had a divorce forced upon her by her husband, didn't just end up with that as her punishment. When I had coffee poured on me, those present were the wives of the presidents of Kingston Grand Hotel's business partners. From there, the story spread to the presidents of various companies, leading to the end of contract of not only the bread, but also contracts involving furniture, facilities, amenities, and more. The hotel was in a really difficult situation, as the demand for an explanation grew louder and louder. In the end, it seems that the hotel decided to claim damages from Denise. Unable to rely on her ex-husband or her brother, Denise ran back to her parents' house. She humbled herself before her father borrowed money and paid the compensation. Now, she is said to be working tirelessly day and night to repay the enormous debts. The other day, I happened to see her in the town. She looked haggard, with no traces of her former self, completely worn out. On the other hand, I have fully recovered from the burn and I'm working hard. I am enjoying my life with my husband, and I have become friends with the wife of the president of the company who I met through the incident. And we have lunch gatherings from time to time.
Sarah, it's already late. Where are you and why haven't you prepared dinner? Sarah. Hi, Diane. I'm picking up Janet now. Picking up? Yes, because every Wednesday she has piano lessons. You know that, don't you, Diane? Oh, yes, that's right. Then what about my dinner? When are you coming home? I made dinner this morning. It's in the fridge. I just have to reheat it. It will be ready when I get home. How many times do I have to tell you? What? I've told you since you moved in with me. I told you to serve the food freshly prepared. Well, it's impossible to serve freshly made food when I have to run errands in the evening. can't I just prepare it beforehand? I'm starving and I want to eat right now. You're an insane daughter-in-law as always. It's already past 7 at night. Aren't you ashamed of being a wife playing around at this hour? I told you earlier, I'm here to pick up my daughter. I'm not playing around. If you're hungry, go ahead and eat. Just heat it up in the microwave and it's good to go. Oh my. You want me to microwave it? You're trying to boss your mother-in-law around? Well, anyone can use the microwave, right? Are you saying you don't even want to do that? You really are a cocky daughter-in-law, aren't you? It's a daughter-in-law's job to cook and put food on the table. Yet you try to make me do it. When I was young, I never disobeyed my mother-in-law. I used to say yes to everything she told me to do and obeyed her. Well, what should I do? Do you want me to tell my daughter to quit piano? I'm not asking Janet to quit piano. She has a talent for music just like me. But I don't think it's a good idea to send her to lessons at night. If it's earlier in the day, you can cook dinner too. I'm working. I can't drop her off and pick her up during the day. If you insist on changing the lessons to earlier time, I'll have to ask you to pick Janet up. I don't want to. Why should I, your mother-in-law, take your place? So, it can't be helped that the lessons are at this time. Please, put up with the pre-made food for just once a week. Then why don't you quit your job? Huh? Even if you don't force yourself to work, you can make ends meet on my son's salary. You can't do proper housework because you're working. A woman working doesn't make much money. Quit your job. It's true that I don't earn much. We may be able to live on my husband's salary alone. But for the sake of my daughter's future, I want to work and save as much money as possible. Besides, my husband and I are paying for your living expenses. If you're not happy that I can't do housework properly, I'd like you to help me a little too. What? You want me to help you? I'm too weak to do housework. That's why we live together. But, Diane, you go out with your friends all the time, don't you? Well, ever since your husband passed away, you became obsessed with a male singer. You go to his concerts and take the train to buy his stuff, right? You're doing well enough, aren't you? Shut up! Are you trying to tell me that I'm too old to be obsessed with a singer? He's my only reason for living. Don't meddle in other people's hobbies. I don't mean to deny your hobbies. I'm just asking you to put yourself in my shoes and help me do the housework while I work. My husband helps me on his days off, which is great. But it's really hard to do all the housework after working full-time. If you have the energy to go out and play, I'd like you to at least prepare dinner once in a while. You know, I worked hard enough when I was younger. I've given so much to my parents-in-law and my husband over the years. Why can't I just relax and play in my old age? Then please stop constantly criticizing my methods. When I clean the house, you complain that it's dirty here and dirty there. You make me redo things right away. And you're always complaining about my cooking. And at the worst time, you even threw away my cooking, didn't you? That's your fault, isn't it? I'm telling you to learn the taste of my family's cooking as soon as possible. No matter how many times I make you cook, all you can do is make bad food. But my husband and daughters say it's delicious. If it doesn't suit my taste buds, it's meaningless. Since you've married into my family, I have to have the traditional taste of my family's cooking passed down to you. But I think it's terrible to throw my cooking away. What's wrong with throwing away something that tastes bad and is inedible? If I get sick to my stomach because of you, will you take responsibility? What? And I told you not to cook greasy food because it's oily and bad for you. You don't listen to me and keep serving greasy food. Diane, you prefer healthy food, so I only cook greasy food once in a while. But Janet is still in elementary school. She'll want to eat hamburgers and French fries once in a while. If I only make healthy food, she'll get bored, won't she? Then, why don't you make a different menu just for Janet? It's as simple as that. Just prepare both healthy and greasy food. I'm too busy to make both menus. I can't do such a complicated thing. See? That's how you always defy me. You're my daughter-in-law, so you should listen to me. Diane, if you hate me so much, shall we end living together? Huh? When my husband and I got married, we planned to live on our own as a couple. But your husband passed away suddenly after our wedding. You said, I'm worried about living alone because I'm frail. I really want to live with you. So you moved in with us. But you're healthy enough to be obsessed with a male singer. You seem to have more than enough energy. Yet you don't do any housework and complain to me all the time. I've reached my limit. What are you talking about? I'm the one taking care of Janet. I don't do housework, but I'm helping you raise your kid. You should be thankful. You're not taking care of her, but you're literally just watching her, aren't you? Huh? When my daughter was a baby, you only held her in your arms on a whim. You never tried to help with feeding her or changing her diaper. You never took her to and picked her up from daycare. You never played in the park. You never read a picture book. The only parenting you did was to watch TV with my daughter. You're so annoying. It's enough just to be there for her. Anyway, I'll continue to live with you. I'm living with my adorable granddaughter. I don't want to be separated from her. Oh, I've got an idea. What? Why don't you just leave by yourself? I'll live with my son and granddaughter. You can just go away, Sarah. No way. If I leave, what about the housework? Of course, you will do it. Excuse me? Even if we live separately, you'll still be my daughter-in-law. You can come to our house like a housekeeper and do the housework. That's absurd. Listen, don't forget that you are the one who married into this family. It is the duty of a daughter-in-law to listen to what her mother-in-law tells her to do. Don't even think of having your mother-in-law do the housework. When you are done picking up your daughter, come home quickly and heat up the food. Hey, Sarah. I told you so many times, but you still don't get it? Sarah, where are you? Don't ignore me. Pick up the phone. Sorry, Diane. I'm in the middle of buying some groceries and didn't notice your call. You've been trying to reach me. What's going on? Don't play dumb with me. You've been harassing me like crazy. What? Harassing? I don't know what you're talking about. Huh? Are you still trying to get away with it? You're disgusting. I don't understand why you're upset. I have no idea. It's the food. What? What's that food on the table? Oh, that's today's dinner. I warned you many times, but you keep cooking greasy food again. You have no remorse. I'm sorry, Diane. It's a special occasion. Huh? All I have there is greasy food, but I'll prepare something else for you when I get back. You can't fool me like that. You were going to harass me, weren't you? No, I wasn't. I'll make healthy food as well. Please leave the food on the table as it is. Oh, I'm so pissed off. You take every opportunity to put out dishes I don't like. I really hate you. I'm not harassing you. Just today, please spare me the trouble. I have to drive now, so if you'll excuse me. Sarah! What a shameless daughter-in-law. That's how you make fun of me. I'll thoroughly punish you, Sarah. Remember that. Diane, where are you now? Diane? Oh, Sarah. I'm sorry I couldn't answer the phone. I'm out with a friend right now. When I came home, all the food I made was gone. You were home a while ago, weren't you? Where did all the food go? All the dishes on the table went to the trash. What? I threw away the cake too. Oh no, what have you done? I took the time to make it. I did it to make you reflect on what you've done. Reflect? I just told you not to cook greasy food. Yet you put lots of greasy food on the table. There were so many greasy dishes like fried chicken and French fries. On top of that, there was even a whole cake full of whipped cream in the fridge. My doctor warns me that I'm overweight. I'm going to get sick if you make me eat that stuff. I was so mad that I got rid of them all. That's terrible. I felt so exhilarated when I threw your food in the trash. Oh, I feel so much better now. Diane, don't you know what day it is today? Huh? What day? It may be a very important day for me, but it has nothing to do with you, right? Excuse me? What are you saying? Today is Janet's birthday. What? I usually mainly cook healthy food, but just for today, I made Janet's favorite dishes. Janet's birthday. Oh yes, that's right. I guess you forgot about it, but even if you did forget, you didn't notice the cake? Huh? On the plate it said, "Happy birthday, Janet." When you saw that, you'd know what day it was, wouldn't you? I don't know. I was so mad that I didn't look at it carefully before I threw it away. I can't believe it. Why didn't you tell me earlier? I thought you knew. I make a cake for Janet's birthday every year. We celebrate together, remember? What could I do? Today was the release date of my favorite singer's new song. I've been looking forward to it for months. That's all I could think about. That's why I completely forgot it was Janet's birthday. I'm at the music store with a friend, and we got the CD that we were looking for. What a pity. So you care more about your favorite singer's CD than your grandchild? What's the problem with that? He's my reason for living. I love my granddaughter, but he's just as important to me as my granddaughter. I see. But to throw away all the food I cooked for my daughter's birthday and ruin it? That's awful. I'm sorry I threw out the food, but you don't have to be so angry. There's no use crying over spilled milk. If you don't have the food and the cake, you can just buy them. You can go to any convenience store or supermarket around here. They probably have cakes. That's not the point. I wanted Janet to have a homemade cake. Janet's been looking forward to it. She's been crying ever since she came home. I told you I'm sorry. Okay, I'll buy a cake for you. I'll even put a birthday plate on it. How's that? You don't get anything. I've made up my mind. What? My husband, my daughter, and I are leaving. What? I don't want to live with someone who throws away my cooking. I don't want to live with you anymore. And you even threw away the cake that my daughter was looking forward to? It's just too much. I just didn't know. If I had known it was my granddaughter's birthday, I would have held back and eaten the fried chicken or the cake. Regardless of whether it's her birthday or not, I can't tolerate you making a mockery of my food. Living with you is bad for my daughter's education. You're overreacting just because I threw away the dishes? I understand. I won't do it again, so forgive me. You want to leave a frail old woman alone? You're not weak in any way, and it will be good for you too. Wouldn't you be better off without your hateful daughter-in-law who can't do housework properly? Go ahead, live alone as you like. Wait a minute. You haven't heard my son's opinion, have you? I don't care how much you hate being with me. You can't leave if my son doesn't want to. My son loves me. I'm sure he'll take my side.
Unfortunately, no one is on your side in this house.
Huh?
Actually, my husband was talking about moving out too.
No way.
He knows that you're picking on me.
That can't be true. I've been a good mother-in-law in front of my son. You told my son on me?
He was aware of it before I even told him. You must have been warned by him several times, but no matter how many times you were scolded, you continued to harass me. Even when I pleaded for you to stop, you continued to harass me as if you didn't care. You escalated your bullying.
That's your fault, isn't it, for constantly challenging me?
Huh?
What I was doing was not bullying, but educating my daughter-in-law. I'm trying to educate you, but you don't listen to me at all.
I've worked hard to win your approval. The way I clean, the way I season my food. I've done everything you told me to do. But no matter how hard I tried, it was all for naught. You gave me a hard time all the time. You made me redo the cleaning again and again, and you would throw away the dishes I made right in front of me. Then I realized you didn't want to educate me. You just wanted to be mean.
No, that's not true. I was really thinking of you, Sarah. I was just trying to be strict with you so that you could become a full-fledged wife. I apologize if you were having a hard time. From now on, I'll be kinder to you.
No matter what excuses you give me, I won't change my mind. I'll take my daughter and leave.
Wait a minute, Sarah. I have to ask my son directly for his opinion first.
I'm sure my husband agrees with me. If he finds out you ruined his precious daughter's birthday party, I'm sure he would say he's leaving too. Well, I'll get started on the preparations for the move out. So please enjoy your shopping at the music store.
Wait, Sarah. I apologize for everything I've done. Please, don't leave me alone.
Shortly thereafter, I moved out with my husband and daughter. We moved into an apartment. Diane was left alone. She contacted me and my husband again and again, begging us to come back. Of course, we refused. My daughter also says that she absolutely does not want to live with her grandmother. So, we will never live with her again. Until now, Diane has been playing around and forcing me to do the housework alone. But now, she has to do the cleaning and laundry by herself. So, she is exhausted every day. In addition, now that my husband and I are gone, her only income is her pension. She is grieving because she can't go to her favorite singer's concerts these days. On the other hand, I am free from the stress of my mother-in-law and live peacefully with my husband and daughter. My daughter, who is now bigger than when she was living with Diane, helps me with the housework. So I am able to devote more time to my work than ever before. I would like to continue to cherish my family and enjoy my life.
Good morning, hon.
Morning, babe.
You're still in bed, aren't you?
No way. I'm already up and running.
Oh, my bad. We decided to spend time with each other's family separately the day before the wedding, so I thought you'd be taking it easy.
Yeah, I get it. Tomorrow's already the big day. We've been getting things ready while working. It feels like it came in a flash.
True. By the way, about Shannon, can she make it to the wedding?
Unfortunately, no.
Still not possible.
I've tried convincing her several times, but she just doesn't want to come, no matter what.
I see. She really dislikes me, huh?
She's such a strange little sister. You haven't done anything, but she just avoids you.
I can kind of understand her feelings. She's been so attached to you, right? She must be feeling like I'm taking you away from her.
Indeed, she used to stick to me when we were young. She even said she'd become my bride when she grew up.
Sounds like the typical case of a brother complex.
She's already an adult, so I wish she'd start distancing herself from me a bit.
I wonder if I'll ever get along with her.
Not sure. She's pretty stubborn. Don't stress yourself out about it, though.
But we're going to be sisters-in-law. I'd prefer if we could have a good relationship. I was hoping to have a chat with her at the wedding. It's a pity she can't make it.
Oh well, but, come to think of it, maybe it's a good thing that she's not coming.
Why's that?
She tends to throw tantrums when things don't go her way since she was young. When she gets emotional, she might do something unpredictable. Seeing you in a wedding dress might trigger her jealousy. She could lash out suddenly.
That's pretty scary.
That's why I think it's better she won't be there in a way. Let's just enjoy our day. Probably Mom and Dad are secretly relieved that she isn't coming too. You guys can work things out after the wedding.
I guess so.
So we'll meet in the lobby of the wedding hall at 3 p.m. tomorrow, right?
Right.
I'm starting to feel nervous already.
Didn't you just say, let's enjoy our day?
Yeah, let's have a blast.
Sure. See you tomorrow. Hi, Macy. I told Walter that I'd skip the wedding, but guess what? Surprise! I came all the way. I mean, I wasn't planning to miss it in the first place. I've got a huge mission, you know. Well, I bet the reception's already started now. You probably won't even notice my message. Macy, I'm not letting you get away with this for sure. You, a 30-something-old hag, stealing my beloved brother. I don't know what tricks you pulled on him, but I won't let a woman like you take him away from me. I'm going to protect him with my life. I'll mess up your wedding big time. You're probably flashing that stupid smile cluelessly right now. I'll drag you down to hell in a split second. I'm coming over there now to give you a big celebration. Just wait and see. It's gonna be a blast.
Babe, are you alright?
Yeah, I'm in the dressing room right now, changing.
Did you get hurt?
I'm fine. I almost tripped and fell on my face, though. Wearing an unaccustomed dress and high heels is dangerous.
I almost had a heart attack.
It was really disappointing, you know. My hair and makeup were perfectly done, and now they're all messed up.
You looked so beautiful. It's really a shame.
I left everything to you. How's it going there? Is the reception going to be cancelled now?
Well, considering the situation, we couldn't really continue after what happened, so we had to cancel it and ask everyone to leave.
I guess that was expected. They must be upset about being sent home in the middle of it.
No, actually, they were feeling very sorry for me. Everyone witnessed what happened.
I see. It's a shame the reception was getting so lively and then it was interrupted. So, did you find Shannon?
Well, she's nowhere to be seen. I searched everywhere inside.
I guess she ran off somewhere.
She's so disruptive. I saw her suddenly barge into the hall, and then she threw a wedding cake at you. What the heck was she thinking?
Speaking of that, I checked my phone earlier and got a message from her.
Oh, from her?
Yeah.
I thought she didn't have your number.
I gave it to her when we first met. We never kept in touch, though. I'm dumbfounded to see a bunch of messages she sent me during the reception.
What did she say?
It seems she had been planning a surprise for today for a while now.
Surprise? But it wasn't a surprise. It was a destruction.
She wrote something like, "Don't take my beloved brother, you old hag," and "I'm going to mess up your wedding." They were like threats.
A notice of destruction.
She's obsessed with you way more than I thought. I felt chills reading those messages.
This is getting abnormal. You better stay with your parents tonight.
Yeah, I plan to.
We don't know what else she might pull off. It's better to lay low at their place for a while.
That sounds like a good idea. They're worried sick too.
Once things settle here, I'll head to you. Show me the messages when I get there.
Sure. Also, there's something about her I want to confirm with my office.
With your office?
I'm a bit curious about something. I called the HR manager earlier asking him to check specific documents tomorrow. I'll explain the details later.
Got it.
Operation success. You look like a ghost covered in cake. Your hair was completely white. Hilarious. I didn't want to get scolded by my parents, so I bailed right away. Too bad your wedding was cancelled. If you learned your lesson, give up on my brother, okay? It's audacious for an old hag like you to get involved with him. Seriously, things have been going great lately. Graduating from college this year and finally getting a job offer after a tough hunt. Once Walter divorces you, he'll probably come back home. I'll keep living happily with my beloved brother. By the way, you don't reply at all. Are you ignoring me? Meh, whatever. Probably too devastated by the cancelled wedding. You can't even bother checking your phone, huh? I don't know where you are right now, but I never want to see your face again. Just get lost. Hon, I got another message from Shannon.
Oh no.
I was in the shower and didn't notice it earlier. It sounds like she believes you and I are breaking up.
Jeez. I'll be there soon. Wait for me. I'll have to sort out that insane sister of mine.
Okay, see you in a bit. Hey, Walter.
Shannon, where are you now?
I'm at the M Hotel near the venue.
You're hiding in a hotel? Dad and Mom have been looking for you everywhere. Come home soon.
No way. I'm scared of them. I don't want to go back just to get lectured.
After throwing the wedding cake at the bride, it's no surprise they're mad at you. On top of it, the wedding was cancelled because of you. I won't let this slide.
I did it for your sake, bro.
My sake?
You've been deceived by Macy, you know. I saved you from that witch.
I'm not being deceived and never asked you to save me. For the record, I asked her to marry me.
Oh yeah? What's good about that old and unattractive woman? She's not suitable for you at all.
Are you mocking the woman I chose to spend my life with?
I just spoke the truth. It would have been better if you had consulted me before popping the question.
For what?
If you had, I could have strategically stopped the wedding from happening from the start.
You're determined to mess up my marriage, huh?
That depends on the person, you know. I won't allow you to marry anyone I don't approve of. I won't ever accept it if you marry an old lady like Macy.
Why do I need your permission anyway?
Because ever since I was little, my dream was to become your wife. When I learned that siblings couldn't get married, I was devastated, you know. When you choose your wife, you need to consider my opinion.
I don't care about your opinion. You'd complain no matter who it was.
Hey, can you come pick me up?
Why all of a sudden? It's not far from the venue to home. You can go back by yourself.
But I'm scared to go back alone.
Whatever.
Dad and Mom are still mad at me, right? It'd make me feel better if you went back with me, so drive me home.
I told you before, you did something deserving of reprimand. Plus, I'm at work, so I can't come. Stop hiding and just go home by yourself already.
You're lame. By the way, you're leaving Macy, right?
No, I'm not.
What? But the wedding got cancelled. Aren't you coming back home?
That's because of some insane person, but we're already married. I'm going to stay with her.
No! You must divorce her.
Never.
You won't be happy with that woman, you know. You'll definitely regret it.
Instead of worrying about me, you better start worrying about yourself.
Why? What do you mean?
I think Macy will contact you later. I have to go now.
What? Why would she contact me? Walter! Never mind. I guess she's just gonna complain about the cake thing. It's her fault anyway. Even if she contacts me, I'm not gonna apologize. Hi, Shannon. You've been texting me a few times since yesterday. Sorry I haven't replied. What do you want? If it's about the wedding cake, I'm not going to apologize. It's your fault for entrapping my brother. Huh? If it weren't for you, he would have been mine. I'm letting you off easy with just ruining your wedding. Well, we can talk about that later. I'm contacting you for something important today. What is it? You're about to graduate from university, right? Yeah, so? You struggled to find a job and finally got an offer, correct? What about it? It's really a pity. Geez, cut to the chase. My job has nothing to do with you anyway. Turns out I have a lot to do with it. How so? You lost your job. What? I might need to reconsider my approach to the recruitment interview. Hiring someone like you is a big problem. Shut up! Why should I be told that by you? You don't even know the name of your future employer's CEO? Name of the CEO? I thought I had seen your name at work, so I asked HR for the list of new hires. What? I was right. Your name was on it. I was surprised that my sister-in-law was a new hire at my company, but it was completely unexpected that she'd throw a wedding cake at the wedding. Hold on. You're the CEO of S Corporation? That's right. But you're still in your 30s. The CEO at that young age? Aw, how sweet of you to call me young. You called me an old hag not so long ago. This is the first time I've heard about this. That's odd. I'm sure I introduced myself properly when we met for the first time with your parents. I guess you weren't listening. Who wants to listen to the thief who stole my beloved brother? That thief is also the CEO of the company you got hired at. You're just messing with me, right? If you doubt it, why don't you check the official website? My photo and name should be on the About Us page. No way. So, Shannon, I'll be revoking your job offer. I am so sorry. I sincerely apologize for throwing the wedding cake at you. Please, just don't take away my job offer. Oh, poor thing. But you think you can get away so easily with what you've done? How was I supposed to know? I had no idea you were the CEO. I went through a lot to land a job at S Corporation. If I knew you were the big boss, I wouldn't have done it. Even if I weren't, what you did is unacceptable as a person. Oh no. And you know, it's not just Walter and I who suffered because of you. Our families and the guests who were looking forward to our wedding too. And not to forget the staff who prepared for it. You trampled on the feelings of many and wasted precious time. So, I'm apologizing for it. Please don't revoke the job offer. It's unfortunate, but it's been decided after discussions with HR. You'll receive a notice via email soon. Good luck with job hunting again. That's impossible. You know, there aren't many companies hiring new grads. You're the CEO, and yet, are you trying to ruin young people's futures? Are you okay for your sister-in-law to be jobless? That's not my concern. As the CEO, I can't hire you knowing you have a serious issue. This is ridiculous. Just when I thought my plan was a success. Wait, I'm not done. I'll be charging you compensation. Compensation? Why do I have to pay for that? Throwing a cake at someone can be considered as an assault or a battery after the threats you sent me. I could have filed a police report. But when I talked to your parents, they begged me not to charge you since you're still a student. In return, they promised to have you pay compensation. How am I supposed to pay? I'm just a student. We're well aware of that. They agreed to cover it for now. You owe them, so you better work hard and repay it quickly, okay? No way! I have a meeting to attend now. Speak later. Wait, Macy! Please don't leave me like this.
Hun, are you free now?
Yeah, I'm on break now. What's up?
I just got a call from Dad. Shannon's facing expulsion from the university.
Holy cow.
I was surprised too. It seems she messed up a lot even on campus.
What did she do?
She barely attended classes and was just goofing around. She was almost failing and was desperate to graduate, especially after securing that job offer. She cheated during the final exams and got caught.
Whoa. So it didn't matter if her job offer was revoked or not. She couldn't even graduate to begin with.
That's right.
What's her plan now?
She'll probably find a part-time job. She's in debt to Mom and Dad for the compensation payment, so she has to work regardless of whether full-time or not.
True.
She caused quite a bit of trouble for you.
Yeah, but I've learned from this too. I need to be more cautious in hiring decisions. I'm planning to revise the interview process with the HR manager.
Oh, wow.
You too had a lot to deal with. You had to apologize to the wedding venue and guests for the sudden cancellation. It was quite a hassle.
Yeah, I'm thinking if you're okay with it, to throw another wedding reception as a way of apology. Of course, the expenses will be covered by me.
Fantastic.
Alright then, I should get back to work now.
Okay, have a good day at work.
You too, babe.
Shannon faced a nightmare of debt afterward. Apart from my compensation, she also had to pay damages to the bridal shop and the wedding venue. Since the wedding dress I wore was a rental from a shop, she had to pay for the cleaning costs. She was also charged by the venue for the ornaments, which she damaged as she hastily fled the scene following the cake incident. Upon seeing the bill, she apparently turned pale. It's the consequence of her own actions, so she brought it upon herself. Ultimately, her parents footed the bill, but they made it clear they'd recover the full amount from her. Since losing the job offer, she recently started working part-time. No matter how much she works, all her earnings will likely go towards repaying her debts. As for me, I'm happily living in an apartment near my workplace with my love. Things are going well at work, and I aim to balance my professional and personal life, intending to enjoy each day to the fullest.
I told you to stop bothering me, didn't I? What's your intention in lurking in front of my house like this? My intention? There's something I really need to tell you, sis. But push me away like that, I can't even get into the house. I couldn't tell a single thing I wanted to say. Your cute little sister went out of her to visit you, and this is how you treat me? My cute little sister? That's right. I'm cuter than you, both in looks and personality. I'm a super cute sister. Shut up. I've decided that I no longer have a little sister. Since graduating high school and moving out, I've cut ties with you. That's really harsh. I'm gonna cry, sis. So annoying. If it's an irrelevant story, don't contact me. Oh well. I don't get hurt at all by what my sad, ugly, and loser big sister says. Not at all. You're really acting like a loser. This is why I cut off ties with you. As usual, all you can do is look down on people. Isn't it your fault? Don't you understand that you're already losing to me in everything? Even your fiancé, Max. What? What I wanted to tell my big sister is this. I'm pregnant with his child. I'm sorry, sis. I know you are engaged to him. What? My poor sister. I know you're so shocked. I wish I could see your face right now. Since when? That's a good question. The day after you got engaged to him, I asked him out. I think we're destined for each other. I got pregnant right away. Then he said he chose me over my sad, ugly, boring sister. No way. So, does that mean Max has been cheating all this time? Even though we talked about the married life and the wedding, we were so excited about it. Yeah, I heard that you were so excited by yourself. Talking about your future home, how many kids you want, and sharing dreams with Max. I burst into laughter when I heard that, sis. Max's child is in me after all. You don't have to give birth anymore. Don't be ridiculous. You're always like that. You've always taken things from me. When I was little, you took my toys, my snacks, my allowance. When I was in high school, you took my boyfriend. I moved out of my parents' house to get rid of you and my parents who are always on your side. Well, too bad. Your ugly, worthless sister are destined to give everything to your pretty little sister. I mean, how did you know everything? like my address and my engagement. I tried not to let anyone know about my life so that no one would ruin my life again. Max and I had a fateful encounter. I noticed right away that Max's fiancée was my sister. Max is well-educated, well-paid, tall, and handsome. He's too good for you. I can't believe you. Losers will always be losers. I mean, even if you whine about it now, you're doomed to have your engagement broken off. Max chose me. You're the one who got dumped by your fiancé, so shut up, okay, sis? Okay, whatever. Max is yours. Oh, you're giving up already? I'm not interested in cheating man anymore. Actually, I had second thoughts about this marriage. You may have saved my life. Gosh, stop pretending! Call it what you want. I'll give you one piece of advice. Watch out for his family. Oh wow, that loser is whining. Whining again and again. Max's father is an elite guy from the same big company as him. And his mom is beautiful and elegant, isn't she? Did you meet them in person? He showed me a picture of them. But you can tell they are nice people at first glance. I mean, there are no people with bad personalities in rich families. People like you, who are poor both in heart and wallet, may not understand it. Look who's talking. You're 29 years old and still depending on your parents. I'll be permanently employed as Max's wife soon. I'm gonna be a rich, beautiful, and elegant mama. Oh yeah? Do whatever you want. Then don't contact me anymore. Fine. Sis, help! I seriously need your help! My life is in danger! I'm going to your house now! Shelter me! Hey, why aren't you answering? You're reading this, right? Answer me! What? I told you not to contact me anymore, right? As for Max, I've already broken off the engagement, so feel free to do whatever, even get married. Don't mess around! You deceived me, right? What are you talking about? Don't play innocent with me! Max's family is insane! Ah, you finally noticed? That's why I gave you a warning. It's not my fault you didn't listen. You are saying something like an elite father and an elegant mother, right? It was all lie! If you meet them in person, the father is a patriarchal and verbally abusive man, and he has a bad drinking habit. Moreover, he works for a knockoff company with a name similar to a major corporation. The mother is strict about etiquette, and she loves to bully me. Yesterday, I had to stand with a book on my head for 5 hours getting lectured on proper bridal etiquette. If I let my posture falter for even a moment, I would be punished by having the standing time extended. I'm pregnant, you know. This kind of bullying is unacceptable. Max and you are destined for each other, right? If that's the case, why not accept the abusive family too? That's impossible. His mother's surveillance is strict, and there's not much opportunity to run away. So, I've been aiming for the timing to escape. Tonight, she's going to a neighborhood gathering. Tonight is the only chance. I'm going to your house, so shelter me. Huh? Why? By the way, you haven't registered your marriage yet, right? Are you already living with your in-laws? I'm pregnant, and getting registered is a certainty. His mother insisted that I learn the ways of their house before officially becoming a wife. I've been living with Max's parents for a week now. That must be tough. I shudder to think of it. Max is so busy with work that he doesn't come home often. And his father gets drunk and violent every day, and his mother is a bully. It's a hellish life. Is Max busy with work? Yes. That's strange. Isn't it supposed to be a slow season at Max's office? After hours, all the lights go out. It's like no one's around. What? Sis, how do you know that? Didn't I tell you? My office is right next to where Max works. It's an office district, so that in itself is pretty common. We used to saw each other frequently at the lunch place we often go to. Actually, that's how our relationship started. What? That's the same as me. What? I met Max at a cafe near my parents' house. He told me how cute I was, and he seemed educated and rich. More importantly, I found out that his fiancée was you. So I asked him out. Oh, I see. What? I guess that's Max's usual strategy. Ironically, we both got caught that way. What? What do you mean? After I broke off the engagement, I was really pissed off. I hired a PI to investigate Max's background to see if there was any evidence that I could get alimony or something. And it just kept coming out one after another. It seems he had a 5-way affair. 5? No way! He broke up with some of them after he got engaged to me. But you and one other girl were still there. I guess that's the one that Max lied to you about being busy with work and was supposed to meet with. What? I believe she was a colleague of Max's. He's just lying that he was busy with work. He must really care about her to leave you pregnant and go on a date with her, right? That can't be true! That's an absolute lie! Sis, you're trying to lie about it just because you're frustrated that Max was taken away from you. I'm so surprised too. It's really a good thing I broke up with that man. I can't believe it! It's all your fault that things turned out like this! If you hadn't gone out with Max, I wouldn't have gone out with him or tried to get pregnant in a hurry. Say what you want. Even if you blame me, it won't change the fact. I thought he was the only one who grew up decent in a family with a harassing father and a bullying mother. There was a time when I was mistaken too. Max pretended to be a decent man until we got engaged. But that family is just like him. They are a family of monsters. Oh no! What am I supposed to do? I'm pregnant with his child! I guess being pregnant isn't enough to turn Max around, huh? I'm trying my best to be a good wife, enduring the harassment and bullying, you know. I'm pregnant, but I have to stand for a long time and I have to repeat the cleaning many times. I get yelled at and scolded. I'm at my limit. Why don't you run away to your parents' house? Mom and Dad love you so much, they'll keep you safe, right? I can't go to my parents' house. I got kicked out of my parents' house. Really? That's surprising. They have always loved you very much. They've been supporting you since I left home, even though you've been laid off. And now, all of a sudden, they disowned you? Well, I didn't know about that. Mom and Dad decided to kick me out of the house when I turned 30. They said I should stand on my own and not depend on them forever. Isn't that awful? That sounds like a perfectly reasonable thing to say. They were a bit on the same side, weren't they? So, I'm evacuating myself to your house tonight, okay? You'll help your cute little sister, won't you? You know where I live? Of course, I know where you live. I went to see you the other day. I moved out of there. What? I knew that if you and Max knew where I lived, I'd be in deep trouble. I moved after I broke up with Max. Then give me your address. Please, tonight is my only chance to escape. I don't want to. Why not? I'm glad what happened to Max turned out the way it did. But even without that, all you've ever thought about is stealing my thing from me and looking down on people and making fun of them. I can't believe you're my sister and I'm not going to help you. Don't say that! Then give me the proof of the affair that the PI researched. Why? If I have proof of an affair, I can break off my engagement, right? No way! I will not give it to you. Now that you have a child, why don't you get married? I'm sure Max's cheating habit will calm down after the baby is born. Do you think a 5-timing guy can calm down? Anyway, I want to get out of this house. If I live in this place, I'll lose my mind. I'll give up my baby and start my life over. Do whatever you want. I'm not gonna help you. You're on your own. Oh, wait! What? I was packing to run away tonight. I think she might have seen me. No way! I knew it! She said she's not going out tonight. Of course she'd notice if you're packing. What an idiot! I have a lot of important things like clothes and jewelry. You know, there's something really wrong with this family. What now? I told her about Max's affair. She said a wife must forgive her husband's affairs with an open heart. That's terrible! Is it really your place to say such a thing? Max was my fiancé to begin with, but you stole him away from me. Well, considering you ended up together after cheating, I guess you have to forgive him for something like that. No way! I didn't take him away from you for this to happen. I took a well-educated, well-paid, good-looking man. I thought I was going to have an elegant and luxurious life. I don't know about the luxury life. What do you mean? I'm gonna anonymously leak the photo evidence of the affair when I go to Max's company. What? I told you earlier that Max's cheating partner is a coworker, didn't I? If it's known that he was juggling 5 relationships, including his fiancée, the woman he impregnated, and even a colleague, I wonder if they would kick him out of the company. Even if they don't fire him, I'm sure I could make it difficult for him to stay there. Why would you do that? Hey sis, think about it. Both of us were victims of Max's 5-way affair, right? Why are you being so cold to me? How can you call us the same victim? You flirted with him on purpose to steal him from me. At that point, you're not a victim. But that's terrible! If I don't do something about it, I'll end up in Max's parents' house where I'll be harassed and bullied by his parents. I'm gonna break down from the stress. You deserve it. Oh no! I even have a baby in my belly! Don't worry. Even if Max becomes unemployed, his in-laws will still be there. I told you I don't want that! Give me back my life! If you don't want to be dependent on your in-laws, why don't you work after the baby is born? My parents kicked you out because they wanted you to be independent, right? Oh no! Well, good luck, sister. Soon after that, I anonymously leaked the photo evidence of the affair to Max's company. It seems Max's affair partner went crazy and it turned into a chaotic situation, but Max brazenly told his affair partner that he had a pregnant fiancée and asked to break up. Amy wanted to break up with Max, but Max told her that he only loved Amy, who was pregnant. He resigned from the company, which had become difficult for him to stay, and devoted himself to taking care of the pregnant Amy, or rather, monitoring her. The other day, Amy gave birth to a healthy baby boy. After the child was born, Amy found it increasingly challenging to leave her in-laws' home. Her father-in-law harassed her and her mother-in-law bullied her. Furthermore, Max, possibly getting along well with his next affair partner, has stopped coming back home. Hello, Linda. Thank you for your help at our wedding last week. Oh, Patricia? You are alive? You disappeared for about a week, so I thought you went to the other side. Actually, I almost died. It seems like God didn't abandon me, though. It was a once-in-a-lifetime grand stage, but it turned out like that. Really terrible. Excuse me? We were the ones who had a tough time. The wedding was cancelled after you collapsed. It was really tough time for us. That's right. A bride collapsing from acute alcohol intoxication at her wedding. Even the wedding staff said it was unprecedented. The staff at the wedding hall, too. My son and all the guests. You caused trouble for everyone and ruined the ceremony. You should reflect on your actions. I apologize to everyone for causing trouble, but it was you who made me drink a lot of alcohol, right? Oh my God! Are you saying it's my fault? How rude! You were intolerant to alcohol, so isn't it your fault for forcing yourself to drink? I don't know if you were in high spirits at the wedding, but you should know your limits. I know that I can't tolerate alcohol, so I decided to have a non-alcoholic beer for the first toast. I made sure to arrange to get me non-alcoholic drinks after the toast. I persistently reminded the staff at the venue. But on the day of the wedding, my beer was replaced by a regular beer with alcohol. Huh? Is that so? Did the wedding staff make a mistake? I don't think so. You know something, don't you? Are you trying to say that I switched the beers? You were excessively trying to make me drink beer at that time, weren't you? It's a wedding, so drink more. I don't know if you'll need to be rushed to the hospital, though. Didn't you say that? By the time I realized something was wrong, my consciousness had already become clouded. I couldn't figure out the truth at that time. Now that I think about it, it's all too suspicious. I didn't know from the start that you can't tolerate alcohol at all. I had no idea that the alcohol in your glass had been switched. I just offered you the alcohol that was on your seat. What's so suspicious about me? Then, why did you say you wouldn't know if I were rushed to the hospital? There was no reason for me to be rushed to the hospital. I've only heard stories of brides fainting from overwhelming happiness at weddings. A daughter from a poor family like yours, whose parents are low-class office worker, to marry Louis, the son of a very prestigious and elite family. It must be such an overwhelmingly joyful honor that you'd faint with happiness. I see. By the way, how is Louis doing? I was in the hospital for a week and he hasn't come to see me even once. Maybe he's busy dealing with relatives and the ceremony. Oh, my son's fine. He's resting at home right now. He's been busy cleaning up the mess that you made. I'm gonna make his favorite food today, and we are going to have a party. A party? It's an end of engagement party for you and Louis. End of engagement? What are you talking about? What do you mean by end of engagement party? Well, I mean exactly what I said. A woman who collapses at the wedding and caused so much trouble and then suspects her mother-in-law of being the culprit. You are not worthy to be the wife of my family. Wait a minute. It's true that we are planning to submit the marriage registration after the ceremony, so we weren't officially married yet. Breaking off the engagement over something like this is outrageous, right? In the first place, there's no way Louis would agree to it. Of course Louis agrees with me. From the very beginning, I was against my son marrying a poor woman like you. He insisted, so I reluctantly accepted it. I'm glad he came to his senses after seeing what a jerk you've been this time. I know you have been against our marriage for a long time, but Louis told me that he doesn't care about my family background or your opinion. He even said he prepared to sever ties with his family to be with me. There's no way that Louis would agree to break off our engagement. Are you doing something behind it? You switched my beard to make Louis and I break up, didn't you? Do you have any proof that I did it? I have no proof. You really are a rude woman to suspect someone without any proof. Now I feel more and more to not let you marry my son. We can put the marriage on hold for now. I just got out of the hospital, so I'm going to look into things now. I'll contact Louis and ask him directly. Do whatever you want, but don't get your hopes up. Louis dumped you, okay? Accept the reality now. Louis, I'm finally out of the hospital. I'd like to ask you something. Now what? Shut up, you low-minded person who can't even properly hold a wedding. We are having family time with Mom and Dad right now. Low-minded? You weren't someone who would say such things. What did your mother tell you? You're the one who told me all that stuff. You lied to me a lot. You're truly the worst kind of woman. I never lied to you about anything. What are you talking about? Shut up. Stop pretending to be innocent like that. Collapsing at the wedding is quite a creative idea, isn't it? Did you think everyone would pay attention to you and feel sorry about you? What are you really saying? I'm sorry for collapsing, being hospitalized, and causing trouble for everyone. I'm grateful that you explained things to everyone. Shut up! I knew what my mom said was true. What? From the beginning, all you ever cared about was my family's fortune. You fell ill at the wedding, and you were going to show off your infirmity and live without working after marriage, right? You thought you could beg money from my parents and live off them, huh? I knew it. People from poor families think dirty. What are you talking about? I never thought like that. It's true that your father is an executive of a big company and my father is just an office worker. There's a difference in family background, but I don't care about that. You said you would make me happy for the rest of my life. And we talked about becoming independent from your family after marriage and building our home together with both of us working, right? I was a fool then. I fell hook, line, and sinker for your acting. I even doubted Mom, who saw through the truth and warned me. I almost married you without believing her. I'm glad you did something stupid at the wedding. Explaining to relatives and the venue was tough, but I'm glad I don't have to marry you. What? Do you really believe in what your mother said? You were with me when I was discussing the idea of making all the drinks non-alcoholic because I can't tolerate alcohol, right? Despite that, my beer was switched to alcoholic without my knowledge. Don't you think something is strange? I don't think so. You switched it out yourself, didn't you? Even during the ceremony, I was right next to you the whole time. And even before that, I was so busy getting dressed and stuff, I didn't have time to switch. Besides, you saw your mother trying to force me to drink beer, didn't you? What? Are you trying to tell me that my mother switched the beer? I think there's a high possibility of that. You've got to be kidding me. Mom was always worried about you even after you collapsed. At first, she was against the marriage because of your family background. But right before the wedding, she gave her blessing and said she was looking forward to it. Really? That's news to me. I thought she had been against our marriage from the beginning until now. She's been pushing me to call off the engagement for a while now. She said you agreed with that too. You're saying it's all my mom's fault when you intentionally drink alcohol? I can't believe you. It's only natural to break off the engagement with such a wicked woman. Mom was willing to welcome you as a daughter-in-law, and you betrayed her. I see. I get it now. We are not on the same page at all, and there's no point in explaining it to you any further. I'm done. I tried to love you regardless of your family background. I'm disappointed that you betrayed me like this. I'm disappointed too. Oh yeah? Disappointed because you won't get Dad and Mom's money. Someone poor and low-minded like you should stay poor for life. I'm sure you won't find anyone else once I dumped you. At best, you'll live on the bottom with your poor family. I didn't think you were such scum. It's a good thing we never got married. Well, goodbye. Don't ever show your face again. Of course, that's my intention. If you show up, someone scarier than me will go. Huh? Hey, what do you mean? Hey, Patricia! Linda? You know, you are not my mother-in-law anymore. What on earth do you have to call me for? Explain what's going on. There are about 10 scary-looking guys in front of my house. They're all shouting my name at the door. Oh, I see. That sounds scary. Don't play dumb. You did this, right? They are saying something about the wedding. It wasn't me. Well, I can't say I have no idea. What? Don't hold it back. Tell me quickly. Even if I told you, there's nothing you can do about it. Apologizing won't help. Many people are even angrier than I am about the wedding. I'm sure those guys got together for their own good. So, you know who they are? Probably they're brothers of my mother. Huh? Brothers? There are too many of them. I don't believe you. Well, I mean they're not real brothers. Those people are my mother's old friends. Your mother? I thought she was a housewife. How can she be friends with people like them? She's a housewife now, but when she was young, she was a famous gang member. After starting a family with my dad, she left the gang, but she still has numerous brothers. When she says one word, about 10 of them fly in instantly. Then they were sent by your mother, weren't they? Tell them to go home now. Oh no, that's impossible. Why not? Tell your mother to stop this. I mean, you're the one who told your mom to do this. My mother is doing all this voluntarily. She has a principle that her daughter should not be involved in such rough stuff. Rough stuff? What are they gonna do to me? They've been kicking and slamming my front door. They're really violent. My mother was furious when she heard I was forced to drink beer at the wedding. She investigated various things using connections with people at the wedding. It turns out that someone had switched out my beer. They caught her on the security camera in the kitchen of the wedding hall. This person was almost sending me to the afterlife, and my mother wanted to make her pay for her actions. I heard she was seriously furious. I felt sorry for the suspect because she was about to get roughed up. I knew it was you, Linda. It wasn't me. Hurry up and make them leave. And you didn't just swap the non-alcoholic for regular beer. Come to think of it, no matter how weak I am with alcohol, one beer is not fatal for me. It's just too strange. Linda, you mixed vodka in my beer, didn't you? I am not a regular drinker, so I didn't notice the strange taste right away. A stranger entered the kitchen, which is only open to staff, and put some foreign substances in the drink they were serving. This is a serious matter for the venue. Moreover, after I collapsed, you told all my relatives about the incident. After that, relatives who like to gossip similar to you seem to have leaked it to the media. The venue, which wanted to settle things quietly, had no choice but to make an official announcement. Everyone holds a grudge against you. What? No way! Why me? It's not my fault. The proof is already up. You planned this to prevent Louis and me from getting married, didn't you? Not only you switched the drinks, but you also lied to Louis. I'm sure you must have been very happy that it worked out so well. But every bad thing has to come out sooner or later. You're the one who's at fault. Despite being from a lower-class family, you dared to pursue marriage with your dear son. Your lack of understanding of social status is the problem. You seem to be very proud of your social status, but if you become a criminal, it will affect your husband's work, right? I'm not a criminal. I collapsed from acute alcohol intoxication due to the alcohol you concocted. I was on the verge of life and death. This is a serious attempt murder. All right, I apologize for putting you in the hospital. Do you want alimony? Then I'll pay you whatever you want. So get them away from me. I'm desperately barricading myself in right now. The door is about to break down. You're the one who will be hospitalized. Nobody can stop my angry mother. You'd better not resist in vain. If things get out of hand, she might end up laying hands on your husband and Louis, you know. Oh no! Oh, the barricade! It's breaking! Patricia, it was Mom who was lying. Everything was set up by Mom to stop our marriage. I'm sorry I doubted you. Hey, let's start over. Let's register our marriage now, okay? Marry the son of a criminal? Don't make me laugh. I'm sure you contacted me in a panic after Linda was taken away. I don't have any feelings for you anymore. Don't say that. We promised to cut ties with my family if things got tough and build our own family, right? My dad's in some kind of trouble with some people at work, and it seems really, really bad. I think I should get out of the house and be with you while I still can. So, please do me a favor. The only person you hold a grudge against is my mom, right? You still love me, right? Right? Are you serious? You never once came to visit me while I was in the hospital, and even after I got out of the hospital, you didn't trust me. And you said a lot of things about me and my family, like we are poor, low class, and so on. That's because my mother lied to me. Even so, I wouldn't want to be with someone who can abuse others with such foul language. At that point, all my feelings for you are gone. I'm really glad I didn't marry you. Oh no! So, goodbye. Oh, and when Linda comes back, please tell her that I'll charge her as much as I want for alimony. Linda was given a harsh lesson by the man my mom sent, and she came home regretting all the things she had done. After that, based on the evidence my mother found, I filed charges against Linda for attempted murder. Naturally, I also demanded alimony. It seems Linda intended to rely on her husband's money to pay compensation. But because of the incident, she was forced to divorce her husband and she was unable to pay. So, one of my mother's brother introduced Linda to a job. And now she's working live-in jobs, paying off the compensation. Even after that, Luis persistently tried to reconcile with me. But after my mother's brother went to greet him, he never contacted us again. Thank you for watching. Please rate the video and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video.